because of COVID-19, last year I only handled 13 contests, starting from the quarterfinals to the finals, and it's going to be the same thing this year for me. I'm always amazed at the level of competence of these young people. I mean, the questions they can answer in 30 seconds, I don't think I can if you put me...
You pose the questions.
Oh, I'm really good, but I'm not that fast. Yes. So the fact that they can do all of that in that kind of time, it's amazing, and I'm just pleased to be hanging out with them for a little while. Yes.
They are little magicians, if you call them.
Yes, they do really well.
Let me just, this actually just came to mind, to be honest. I just want to find out from you. In the past, there are people who have said, they are so good at this stage, they can work all the mathematics and all that, but how do we translate that into making them transition from little geniuses into the geniuses who can maybe push Ghana in terms of industrialization and all of that? What is your thinking on that before I come back to you?
Yes, I'm very vocal about this, and I think many of you have heard me talking on various platforms, including even a TEDx talk I did on engineering education. Many of them go to engineering school, and yes, it's the engineers that are supposed to innovate and change our lives and solve our problems, right? Yeah, so what we give them now, what you see on display, is the foundation. Okay, without a strong foundation, you cannot be expected to do anything spectacular in terms of innovating and solving the problems. So it's a display of the foundation they have. Some of the questions are beginning to reach the application level. It's a quiz program. There's only so much you can do in 30 seconds, right? That's the longest time, or maybe the problem of the day, which has more concepts. And so what we have to do, once we realize that they have such a strong foundation, it is something to build on. If one of these young people goes to engineering school, I'm expecting those in the engineering schools to build them up, to help them to apply what they have learned. They would have had the beginnings of the application, but it is when they enter university, for example, that I'm expecting myself and my colleagues to do much of the work.
To tap into that natural, that raw resource, and ensure that it translates, because for them, they just have it's like a diamond in the rough. It now has to be polished.
Exactly. And I'm very happy to see many of these social groups, organizations, starting programs in design competitions and robotics, yes, to harness some of the creativity of these young people. Yes.
Let me come